Right. I'll get my sailing level up, so I'll watch some shit while I do that. I have to put myself in the corner though, like a little timeout. Actually, no, it's good. I think we're good for now. Um, YouTube. Ooh, Tales of Toronto: The Crazy Story of J Money. J Money, boy J Money.
What was known as the Halal Gang, which is very heavily entrenched in.
Crown prosecutors told the jury that Noah Anderson and Junior Jamal Harvey and two other men drove into Regent Park on September 18th, 2021 and shot at three innocent victims who were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
There was a gang feud occurring between what was known as the Halal Gang, which is very heavily entrenched in this part of Regent Park right here. And they were feuding with a rival gang known as the Menace Gang.
The Crown says the victims were targeted because the accused had animus towards Regent Park.
People who were not gang members, who were innocent people that were shot by Menace Gang members that came into this neighborhood and felt that they needed to shoot somebody simply because they were in halal territory.
You came much respect for that. You never said my name, but you told the story on why we put the belt to ass. You proved that what I was saying was true. We put the belt to your brother's ass.
On what block? Round is on what block? On the out block. On what block?
You know what I'm saying? MG for Free the Gang campaign, man. Just got my young nigga J Money. You know how we rock it.
We all fakes.
In the middle of
Dude, we'll watch something else. I'll watch the horrors of VR chat. I got 4 purples and 100 clears. What's that percent? Too early, I can't think. 4%. It's 4 out of 100. 4 out of 100%.
Been out here trying to fish for a good thing to get someone for Christmas, or Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah. And I'm hoping that, oh, here we go. Oh, whoa, look at this. It's Meat Canyon's merch. Papa Meat. Look at that beautiful shirt.
new hobby, perhaps cooking or learning an instrument. But for those who want a much more immersive escape, virtual reality seems to be the way to go. While virtual reality had an explosive rise back in the day, its mainstream media presence seems to have mellowed out a bit. Now, don't let that fool you, because there is still a massive dedicated community of VR users spending almost all of their time in these virtual worlds. One of the most popular and fascinating examples is VR Chat, a heavily social game that allows people to take part in a vast variety of unique games and events. The game's player base has seen non-stop rise ever since its release in 2014. Many people have an idea of what VR Chat is like, but let me tell you, there's so much going on beneath the surface.
A lot of
that
sex.
includes the strange, seedy, and degenerate side of things. So, first, let's see what it is about the game that people seem to love so much. VR Chat is a giant social platform. Despite having tons of unique games to play, people primarily focused on meeting people and going to social events and sex.
I go to a nudist group, and there you can be naked, and you can get by people there.
It's in VR chat?
Yeah, in VR chat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, mostly sex. It's a lot of sex. I'm gonna say it's a lot of that. All right. While people may poke fun at the image of a group of anime characters hanging out in a virtual bars, as opposed to just doing the same thing in real life, this virtual setting seems to greatly help people come out of their shell. Right. A lot of socially awkward people who don't want to be around strangers can go to these virtual settings and get the same experience and maybe open up a bit. Maybe this is a growing pattern for them. I don't have to leave my house.
I don't have to change or take a shower.
I can be stinky and I can beat my and no one can call the cops.
I can be rock hard and no one's
I
gonna
can be
know.
rock hard, no one would know.
Unless you put a little sensor down there in your model.
What is that? Hatsune Miku, what is that? This extends beyond just being shy or introverted. Those who are neurodivergent or on the spectrum find that they are much more comfortable and able to excel in social situations when they have more control in their social environment, which does make sense. People that do, you feel like you have a bit more control when you almost have like an escape button by just taking your thing off if you need to. Which for some people, Nick, that's a big step. Not everybody can be social butterflies like us.
Oh, that's why I take Valium.
It also helps alleviate the self-consciousness people feel due to their physical appearance, allowing them to focus more on making connections with people through personality than looks. People getting out of their own way is essentially what that is. Listen, I am a smooth-looking man, and I never care about what I look like in front of people.
In VR chat, you can be whatever you want. You can be a dragon.
And I am a dragon. And in VR chat, I get to be that. And that helps me actually connect with people on a personal level versus worrying, are they looking at how large my apish man tits are? Are they just looking at how rotund my hips are? They're here because it's me.
And you got a sick-ass model.
And I am a dragon, which does help. There have been studies that show that virtual reality games provide a noticeable positive impact to the mental and physical well-being of people who are dealing with intense loneliness. This was especially true during the pandemic, where people were trapped at home and unable to meet face-to-face with their friends. And according to one of these studies, many people found that VR chat greatly improved their ability to communicate with strangers in the real world, making a lasting impact on them, which I feel like, especially during a time with a mandated isolation like the pandemic, you're gonna find that it's like, oh, this is actually real connections. I feel like that must be the barrier at first, is people being like, I mean, it can't even be that real. But then I feel like when people go in and they experience it, they're like, oh, this feels like just as normal as going out and like meeting people in real life.
I think people have some like phantom VR. If you're in VR too much and when you take it off, you feel weird, like something's missing.
Well, that's a big thing. I hope we touched on
Addiction.
phantom pain.
That's something called addiction.
This message is sponsored by Raycon. Keep your ears open and your holiday playlist rolling with Raycon's Essential Open Earbuds. For workout, and there's an ear. Oh, Ray open.
I never get those. I lose it.
Holiday.
I have one fallout.
Season on dot. To the video.
You may be wondering, what do people actually do in VR chat?
Whoa. What the fuck? What is happening?
I will admit, Toasted, you are very adorable.
How come he can play with your feet and I can't?
We can't really say what a lot of them do, but similar to Roblox, the worlds of VR chat are user-generated, meaning there are endless possibilities. A big part of this VR chat experience is the nightlife. From casinos to nightclubs and even fully immersive raves, there are endless ways to party with your online friends.
Ever been to a silent disco?
I've never been to a silent. I've seen people do a silent disco, and I'm like,
I've been to a silent rave.
I saw one at Coachella, and I was like, I want to try that.
Did you do it?
No. I was always, because it was always at the end of the night.
I've been to one outside.
Walk of shame back to your tent, and I was always tired.
Why is it a walk of shame?
You're drunk and high, and like did some shameful things in there. Smelled some things you're not supposed to smell.
With any immersive experience, there's always the chance that someone may become too attached to what it has to offer. For some, this has resulted in a full-on VR chat addiction. It's not hard to stumble across someone who has racked up an absurd amount of hours in VR chat, the same way that any other person would rack up hours on World of Warcraft or any other game out there, right? One Redditor boasts that his friend has spent literally thousands of hours in the game, mostly engaged in cuddle groups. Which is exactly what it sounds like.
Just a little relaxed one.
We just hosted Giltech's first Cuddle Club meetup where we could sit on the couch and enjoy giving each other head pats.
Yeah, that is a person that desperately needs physical attention. They need affection big time.
Hug?
Do you think the people that have things where it's like my parents didn't hug me a lot when I was a kid, do you think that you gravitate towards that? Or is it just someone where you grow up and you find you're like, I actually just feel like I needed that, even though my parents gave it to me and now I don't have it and I feel like I need it?
That's a good question.
You know?
I think I could see it not being enough. Well, it's maybe not even in parents, it's just having friend groups.
Because my parents didn't hug me a lot or anything, so now I feel like when people are like, oh, come here, give me a hug, I don't like that. I'm always like, Mother, do you think that you should have hugged me more when I was a kid?
I hugged you all the time.
That's just absolutely not true.
And I would grab your head and kiss your head. It was huge. And yeah, it is true.
We don't need to talk about how big my head was.
It was huge.
Do you think that maybe Daddy should have hugged or kissed my big head more than?
Yes, your dad probably could have hugged you a couple times.
What about Grandpa Ernest, the one who shot the dog?
He was not a hugger at all.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we don't need to talk. We don't need to get into that. I feel
dad never kissed you on your lips?
My dad. I begged him to, but he didn't do it. No wonder. He's like, get that little freak away from me. But anyways, we'll get into the cuddle shit later, all right? Many describe their addiction to VR chat as unique and that people will spend so much time in the virtual world that they start to lose interest in real life. I feel like that's with any video game though, right? Do you think any video game or do you think just role-playing games?
Role-playing games, I think, higher likelihood because it's like if you get into it, you're like, I'm an orc, I'm saving people.
Even if you're not, even if you are like, I know that, even if you're like, I'm an orc, like,
An
not
orc
that, but if you're
saves
like,
people.
I prefer being in the cities of this game. Like, even if you're like, I'm like, I know I'm not this guy, but there's something that feels like home. Because that's gotta be some shit. People that go to like a World of Warcraft city and they're like, this feels more home to me than my own hometown or something.
It's also a barrier too, because it's like, it's the digital world, this isn't the real you, so anything you do has no to low consequence.
Yeah, less consequences. So when you do something, but then at the same time, when you do something great, it feels just as good as something in real life. Yeah. One man vents his frustrations online about how his girlfriend eventually reached a point where she was playing basically the entire day. This started to have the opposite effect than previous studies suggest, with her becoming increasingly antisocial and anxious in real life. Eventually, even facing the Uber Eats driver to pick up food delivery became too much for her. I could see that, dude. I could see, well, also too, seeing somebody completely isolate themselves and they're wearing like a headset the whole day, that would be hard. But also too, if you're so used to this digital landscape that the physical world, I could totally see that being like, I don't even want to interact with real people. It feels too weird. Really do think that there is an idea of like, if something goes wrong in here, I can just leave. I can just hop to another room. Some friendships have even ended over an obsession.
I
with
just
VR
go to
chat.
another
For one
room.
frustrated VR
No
user,
consequence.
It only took 1 week of playing with his friend for things to go off the rails. This friend got sucked into the game, using it as a way to form multiple romantic relationships with strangers. And the dopamine he'd get from engaging with these women was incredibly exciting for him. I could definitely see that. A guy who doesn't get in real life and all of a sudden he's got a raccoon goddess and like a 7-foot tall tree imp woman, whatever. He's like, what up? The giant goggles on. Whoa. How much junk you got in that trunk? Believe it or not, we're gonna talk about VR alcoholism. Earlier, I mentioned that VR chat had a very active nightlife scene. While this can be a blast for people who want to occasionally hop on with their friends for a fun time, it can introduce a whole lot of problems. The main one being that partying in VR is incredibly accessible. There's no cover charged, overpriced drinks, or long waits. Any day of the week, you and your buddies can hop into a club or a rave and take shots from comfort of your home to let loose. And people, you would think that some people, because I think a lot of people will look at the digital nightclubs and be like, they're fake partying. People will just buy bottles of liquor and then just get drunk, and I actually feel like, and the more drunk you get, the more immersive it has to feel, right? Unlike real life, nobody gets cut off in VR chat. It doesn't help that those who drink with groups of people can sometimes be more socially awkward and succumb to social pressure easier than most. This results in people getting absolutely wasted more often than they ever would have offline.
I've been on here for like 2 weeks, like in this world, and I've just been getting drunk every night. So
Hell yeah.
I'm like literally an alcoholic now because
No,
of
you're
VR
not.
chat.
It's just
There are
2
endless
fucking
examples
weeks
of
of
people
drinking.
online claiming that VR chat has turned them into full-blown
Drank for fucking 2
alcoholics.
weeks.
Others recount seeing players in game that are clearly dangerously under the influence. And in one case, one user that goes to VR chat raves vents about how often he overhears people in a voice chat violently vomiting. And according to him, it can happen as much as 6 times in one night. Some even know of excess VR drinkers that have died from alcoholism. That's what I was gonna say. That would be the worst thing, is you hear somebody like having a seizure from it, or like
their models on the ground.
Oh, literally though. Yeah. I mean, at first you'd be like, oh, that's funny. I don't know, Crash Bandicoots on the ground, like, but then you're like, oh, actually, that's a real person dying in their apartment somewhere. That's fun. Hey, dude, turn it to the side. I'm a motherfucking gentleman. There are many people who play VR chat and are fairly wholesome and well-adjusted.
I have about 50 demons living inside me.
That's not fun. Nothing but chaos. All of them.
However, just like with any game, it is also home to all sorts of VR degeneracy. One of the most universally hated people in the VR chat are people known as crashers. Essentially, users who will purposely add effects to their avatar that are incredibly hard for people to PCs to run. The goal is to create weapons or character models with particle effects that, when used, overload the victim's GPU and ultimately crash their game. And some crasher gangs, God, what you have nothing to do with your time? Some crasher gangs will find ways to target the same person across worlds and continuously crash their game until they eventually stop playing altogether, which I do think that kind of cyberbullying would f somebody up. If that's your only source of communication, I could see someone being like, or in any game, like if somebody got kicked from like
It's
World
hide
of Warcraft
offline.
for how many years, I think that they would spiral. You'd have like a mental breakdown. This is far from the most degenerate thing to occur in VR chat. One man recounts how he witnessed a player have a real seizure in the game. I tell you, how was that? Instead of expressing any form of concern, everyone in the lobby just started making fun of his avatar flopping around until he eventually stopped. What did I
fuck.
not say that? Crash Bandicoot. I said that would happen. In one video posted to YouTube, a similar event occurred in which a player with a robotic avatar had an aggressive seizure, while anime children, Lugia from Pokemon, and Morty from Rick and Morty watched in shock. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh jeez, wow. We should actually seriously call someone for help.
Oh wow. Oh wow, Rick.
You know, one of the most likable Pokemon is Lugia.
Okie dokie. In another instance, a VR chat player would make himself only visible to one individual player at a time in order to convince them that he had an extreme form of schizophrenia.
Yes! What games do you play? Main.
Well, shit. I play this. I just got. Oh shit!
What are you talking about, man? We're the only one here right now. One player admitted that they stopped playing the game for a month after meeting someone who claimed to be turned on by cannibalism and necrophilia. And later that night, the person admitted to a genuine desire to murder someone in order to watch the light leave their eyes. Which might be a joke, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I feel like there are some people like that out there. They'll just say that shit because it's the anonymity.
You want to kill your mom and your dad?
I mean, I think about it every night, but the one person in my head tells me no.
You know, they're dressed up as
No.
Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh! They would just want to eat someone and watch the light fade from their eyes. They're just like, give me back Yugi's grandpa. Is how you did to Yugi's grandpa. VR chat players have long since used the platform to meet potential partners and engage in ERP, aka
Erotic roleplay.
erotic roleplay. Get me in. Tag me in, coach. I'm ready to play. Tag me. Most people are polite enough to take intimate acts like this into a private area.
I'm quickly just taking my cup and I'm gonna treat him to a good time.
Okay.
Oh.
Of course, some people are far more flagrant with PDA. You're like a little avatar guy smacking a big fat ass, and he's just like, yeah, this shit's mine. It's true, and these raves close. In many cases, people will boldly engage in this sort of behavior in public worlds to the point of angering everyone else just trying to have a good time with their friends. Many players recount times where they've seen people having loud e-sex with their microphones unmuted. One of my favorite ones is a guy in a COD lobby. Have you seen that one? This guy's in a COD lobby and his buddy's TeamSpeak mic's on and he's his girlfriend and she's like, ah! And he's like, bro, turn off your mic!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Well, go on mute, JP. Go on mute, JP.
What the?
It's so good. In another case, one gentleman had been caught walking up behind AFK users masturbating. You like that? Some people struggle to form romantic relationships just as much online as they do in real world. Luckily for them, there are virtual escorts that can be hired for the purpose of engaging in intimate conversations. There are even sex workers who exclusively post to websites like Fansly with virtual avatars. But you may be wondering, how is VR ERP physically enjoyable? Well, some people utilize fantasizing psychological phenomena known as phantom sense.
Hey, do one of you guys have Phantom Touch? We're doing an experiment for college.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Jump him! Jump him! Boom! 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 Boom!
What?
Please do not walk through me.
What?
Be careful. I got yelled at too for walking through her, so be careful.
What's that a big deal?
Please do not walk through me.
Phantom sense, so please try to not walk through her, or you will be removed from this instance.
Do you feel it if I just like punch you like that?
Ow.
Wait a second.
Yeah, can you see this?
Oh, hell no.
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god, stop hurting him. Stop hurting him.
I don't miss.
You're strong for thugging that out, dude.
Ow. I think I just dented the fan.
You dented the fan?
Yeah, I punched it with my full strength, and that still didn't compare to that.
You punch metal for fun?
What the fuck? It's like something that fucking tortures you.
If you didn't think we were going to talk about Phantom Sense, if you have not been into the world of Phantom Sense, then you have not seen any funny VR chat clips. People will walk through other people and they're like, dude, stop! She has Phantom Sense. She's going to pass out.
Wait, so if I just like do this,
Hold on, don't touch me.
To put it simply, players claim that they can experience changes in temperature as well as tactile sensations during physical interactions with other VR players. So what they're saying is that two of the avatars actually touch, they will feel it. Like if they touch hands, they will feel it in their hands. Like basically they're embodying, their essence is embodying the digital world and they can feel shit. I don't buy it. One user records himself throwing virtual tomatoes at someone referred to as floof.
Yay. So whoever throwing the tomatoes, please stop.
Anyone who messes with her messes with me.
And I find out who it is.
Guys, back up.
What is that? Just
mental illness.
What's mental illness? Just say what you want to say, Nick. I know what you're saying. Is it a thing though? Is it just somebody that's just like wanting attention or something? You know what I mean? Like, because the person that's throwing tomatoes is obviously aggravating them because they must have said something where they were like, "You have what?"
Stop! Stop it! Whoever's throwing those tomatoes will face serious punishment. Am I clear? Back up. Back.
Why is everything getting blurred?
Holy sh! Did she pass out?
Phantom Sense doesn't seem to be a well-researched field, and many have played the game extensively without ever experiencing it for themselves. It's kind of like, I don't know, a fucking ghost encounter or something like that, right? For these people, there are plenty of alternatives available provided you're willing to open your wallet. In fact, there's a whole market for electronics, Bluetooth, and toys that can be linked to your VR rig in order to have a more advanced type of e-sex, which there are some crazy vids out there, dude. Oh, there's some stuff even at conventions where people are testing stuff and there's like blow-up dolls and guys are like power-ing the blow-up doll. It's insane. Using these for sexual encounters is referred to as teledildonics, and it comes in many forms. There are toys utilizing haptic technology that links it to your partner's device in order to allow for realistic long-distance intercourse.
A little Wi-Fi job.
My God. Morning to me. More extreme underground ERP experiences include sex clubs that can sometimes turn into straight up VR orgies with piles of naked avatars getting off together. Some private rooms in these worlds have a heavy focus on BDSM roleplay.
Holy
Would you walk
fuck.
me?
Yes, but rules are rules.
Mom? How was my door? I forgot to lock my door?
Not everyone takes things to the extremes. However, there are many wholesome stories of people getting into relationships that start on VR chat.
What the fuck are you doing, Mom Watson? What the fuck are you doing?
Did you start an orgy?
You unlock my door?
How's the meet cute? What's your when Harry met Sally thing? She was a werewolf and I was Dragonite. And we met at an orgy.
I'd leave a couple of those details out. I think the dragon part's funny. I think I tell my kid that.
I wouldn't tell my kid any of it. Maybe I'd just say we met on a video game. That's what I'd say. But am I going to tell them we met at an orgy? Nah.
You're not going to tell your kids how you conceived them?
You met at a
does
virtual
this
orgy?
thing every year on my birthday. My mom watches every Meat Canyon Meat.
Please do not tell me she told you how she had sex with a man.
No, she explains the every day, the day I was born. But I was saying, like, maybe you could do that to your kid, like tell them the night they were conceived as well.
Nick, you have got to reiterate that your mom did not talk. She's just like, put me on my back, lifted my ankles up over her shoulders. Tell the story again, would you, Mama? It's called a jackhammer. Wow. Dad is strong, huh? While buying a VR setup is certainly the best way to experience the game, you also have the option of playing the game using a keyboard and mouse. Boo! Yeah, what the There's also the option of using a mobile phone, but it's far too limited of an experience. It just isn't the same. Many players have claimed that the keyboard and mouse control method has led them to be bullied in the game by other VR users. VR purist? You don't have a headset? What are you, a pussy? I just can't afford it. These elitist players will look down on them, calling them deskies aggressively, like some sort of slur. You fucking desky. Others simply refer to them as cripples and taunt them by telling them to emote in ways that they physically cannot do with their controls. Many seasoned VR chat players with more income will go as far as purchasing additional sensors that can track your hands, eyes, and even facial expressions. As for choosing an avatar, there are tons of free options available. Of course, some people take things to the next level by paying for highly detailed avatars online. There are even 3D artists that you can commission to make hyper-customized avatars detailed in your exact specifications. And there's all kinds of stuff.
Fuck, how much are those pussies are fucking...
I mean, it's to make hyper-customized...
Basic avatar, fully rigged, edited. 45 to 65 bucks. Advanced avatar, top of the line, detailed custom animations, sound and particles. Holy fuck.
Customized avatars detailed in your exact...
Oh! Starts at... Look at 3D animations good. Starts at 1100,000. Holy fuck.
Specifications. And there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's not only like 3D assets you can find online, but there's insane amounts of different characters. There's like one worm guy that's really popular right now. That little stick dude. He's like super popular. There's the clip of, there's like a content creator I see a lot. He like pretends to be an old man and he walks around Roblox. That one's pretty funny. But there's all kind. It's anything that you can imagine could be in the VR chat, which is kind of cool. So I mean, there's a lot of versatility. There really is an endless amount of things you can do in a game like this. It's easy to see how certain people in the right circumstances can find themselves becoming addicted to it, right? I mean, it's like being able to party anytime you want, being able to have social interactions anytime you want, and it's being able to escape your problems anytime you want. To me, that's pretty addictive, right? If you're gonna delve into the world of VR chat, remember that there's a whole lot of unsavory things you can encounter. So be safe and maybe put the headset down every now and then and don't go down the path. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Enjoy your virtual reality. And we will
The
see you
dangers of riding a bus.
Bye bye.
こんにちは、ハンコックです。パパミトチャンネルを
Your third eye, yeah.
Should I just close my eyes this whole video? Anyways, today we're going to be talking about bus drivers. I'm sure many of you watching have memories of waking up early
city
in the
bus
morning for
drivers
school
suck.
and getting on the bus, right? I know
Such bad drivers,
it's probably one of the
man.
most unpleasant experiences that most of us have ever shared. Don't know why, but the bus is just kind of an unsettling
like the
place
Rose
filled with
theirs.
unsettling kids. Whether it's the thick, warm body odor or the obnoxious screams from other passengers, there are plenty of things that make bus rides absolute hell. At least for you, the ride gets to end as soon as you get to your destination. Bus drivers have to spend grueling hours dealing with all kinds of unimaginable horrors. So together, we're going to look into some of the most horrifying public transportation stories ever told about buses. It's a bus video, a big bus video. There's way too many videos of like drivers getting up and be like, "Get down!"
If I see you out of that seat again, you're gonna get kicked off this bus!
A bit unruly. You know what? I'm going to go on a limb here and say it's a bit uncomfortable. Me watching a 58-year-old woman screaming at like a small child to sit down. The kid being like, "I know you are, but what am I?"
I think the kids deserve it.
This is unfortunate reality. It's unfortunate reality.
We're seeing like a minute of this bus driver's life. This is...
Hey, how long have they been doing this? I know you are, but what am I? I think I'd snap you. I wouldn't be mentally strong enough.
I bet you every single bus driver has thought, what if I just went onto oncoming traffic or like went off of...
Miss Driver? Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hand. Jesus grabs the wheel, he's just like, we're going down.
Jesus, why?
If you're a bus driver, then you're trained to deal with all sorts of emergencies. This may not truly prepare you for the sheer amount of bodily fluids you'll encounter on the job. We're starting with body fluids. I'm getting it out of the way first, all right? Where there's going to be other stuff down the road, but we're getting bodily. I mean, you know what we're talking about. Come on. On long bus rides, people are usually on their phones or reading books to pass the time. These pastimes are not perfect and can cause motion sickness, which can lead to large messes. While driving through a hilly region, a bus driver named Sammy had someone throw up on the bus from motion sickness. It happens, right? Not gonna fault somebody for, sometimes it's a long ride.
If you know you have motion sickness, bring a fucking bag.
That would be a little more courteous. Or I think that it's odd to me that it isn't treated like airplanes. There's a little baggie. Surprised.
One time I had Jack in the Box tacos, and then I threw up instantly.
You've told this before.
Oh, I have.
You've told this before, and I was like, you shouldn't have gotten it.
I threw up in a 2-liter like plastic bag. And then for the whole ride, I had it there for like a 3-hour trip.
Because you were in the back because your mom was driving.
Yeah.
Why do we do this? No more! We have discussed this story in length. As the vehicle continued to go up and down, the vomit slushed from the front of the bus to the back of the bus, causing the entire bus to reek vomit. And the rancid odor of the vomit was too much, and other people began to throw up as well, uncontrollably. In total, 12 people threw up on that bus, causing a tidal wave of vomit to go back and forth over the floors of this bus. Sammy finally, through her burnt nostrils, decided to pull over and let everybody out. But there was so much barf on the floor that people had to climb over the seats to avoid stepping in it. I think at 3 people, I'd be like, we should pull over. 12 people!
Yeah, it took one person to start
Over and over again. Let me know if anybody threw up looking at this. Nick, stop. Puke bag. Puke bag.
I can make myself throw up. Ready? Oh.
I thought you were going to commit to it. I was going to do what? Read it. No, say I think I was
What? Say what?
School buses don't come with bathrooms because the routes are typically not that long, right? We're not gonna stop and pull over on a school bus. You're in for the long haul. And in some cases, this can result in horrific bathroom emergencies for unlucky bus drivers, needless to say. Just before his shift started, the driver rushed into the office bathroom and nothing would come out. Don't you hate when that happens? I gotta go, but nothing's coming out. So he thought he could make it through the shift. Not
He shits
even
himself.
30 seconds. Alright. I guess like I could power through the shift. And not even 30 seconds after leaving the parking lot, a pain in his stomach put him in a dire situation. Just turn around! The biggest problem was that the bus had currently one passenger, the man's own daughter. Unable to think of a better solution, he grabbed a small trash can and filled it with diarrhea as his daughter watched in horror. The guy's like, it's lava! Whatever, and she's just like,
Whenever you have painful diarrhea, do you like put your feet up on the toilet like a gargoyle?
No, I've heard some people do the power squats like that. For me, I just let it go. I hate I hate the poops that are like almost a giant knot.
Oh yeah.
It feels like a giant knot coming out of your asshole, and you're like, I think squirms. Oh,
A giant knot.
You know what I mean? Oh, this one hurts. Oh, and then finally, oh. I've had some knots sometimes where I leave the bathroom perspirating. You're sweaty. I've built up a sweat. I'm like, pull the toilet paper up. My ass is so chapped. I'm actually stoked that there's a little bit. I'm just like kind of damp. Have we talked about, do you go front to back or do you go back to front?
Front to back.
Do you go in between your legs or do you go behind?
I've done it before.
I can't do it from here anymore. In between legs, I can't do it. I always get nervous that there's going to be a little bit of poo
Too
in my
much.
balls.
Well, that's why they say.
Why does it reach that far?
So you get yeast.
Yeah, at least you get yeast infections. A little poo in the snatch. A little snatch poo.
After one of a knot, have you ever wiped and just had like a
Bolt thrower. I'm throwing the bolts.
No.
Oh.
No. One time I did think I had blood on my stool and I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God. I looked in this toilet. I was like, it was like this big red mess. And I forgot that I had 2 pieces of red velvet cheesecake. I legitimately thought I had like colon cancer.
Oh, that was
Red
like
velvet
2 months
cheese.
ago. I wiped and like literally is the most blood I've ever seen on toilet paper. So much blood, and then I looked in and
The Subway
the toilet
Surfer
was filled with blood, or the toilet was. I called my parents and had to video chat with them.
It's so funny that you're like 33 years old. Mom, Dad, you're gonna want to see this. Just want to take a second to thank our sponsor, GamerSubs, for being one of our best sponsors, if not the best sponsor on this channel, and for giving us so much support, and for having amazing, tasty, quality products like our own flavor, raw meat, that you can order right now. It's amazing energy supplement. There's cat. She's like, Jimmy, I'm brave little soldier and get daddy his Kleenex. Get your ass over here! I bet it was like that.
I feel like I'd be in too much shock.
For as a child, I would definitely be yelling at you as a parent then. I'd be like, you walk your ass over here! You wanna go home? I wanna go home! What else am I gonna do? Am I gonna get up, balls swinging around, poopy butt, go grab my Kleenex myself? You're gonna step up, dude. You need to step up for your dad. Afterwards, he bagged the poo and threw the bag out onto the road so he could begin his route. Sir, you might have pooped in the bag. You don't need to litter. Is it litter if it's poo? It'll wash away in the rain.
What if it's a plastic bag?
Oh, I thought that. Oh, I guess it's
No,
the
it's
bag.
compost.
Well, the bag is. But if it was just poo,
It's
like he
compost if
dumped
it's
the
poo.
out of the bag.
That's the same thing as not picking up your dog poop, I feel like.
It's runny. It's diarrhea. If my dog has diarrhea, what am I gonna do? Pick up the diarrhea in a plastic bag?
You try.
Yeah, you kind of have to try it to where you can be like. You almost like want somebody to walk by, so you're like, he's sick. Yeah, the dog's like. Later on, when the man was taking the children home for the day, he could see another bus swerving around an object on the road. At first, he thought it was a dead animal, only to realize that it was his bag of diarrhea, which had popped open on the road and smeared everywhere. This video started pretty gross. You still with us? Okay, don't worry, people are dying later on the video. It'll get normal soon.
You can skip the poop.
Yeah, just skip the poop and blood and all that stuff, and the dead bodies and crashes are later, don't worry. Many large cities offer public transport, but most of their citizens choose not to ride because of how dirty and dangerous it can be. People have literally been beheaded and cannibalized while riding on a bus. So it's no wonder they don't feel safe. I mean, God damn, dude. Who knew this bus video was going to be the most gruesome video we've ever done? Holy sh... We've done a video about a family that like didn't feed their kids, and the bus video is already kind of starting to step up. Holy sh! Given all this violence, it's no surprise that drivers need to stop and take a break every once in a while. Before boarding a bus in New York, a man peered through the windows to see the driver sitting in a passenger seat and pleasuring himself. Well, you gotta release some demons. That's mean beating, is what that is. Probably a guy probably came up and was like, "Hey, well, nice riding, fat ass." And he's like, "Oh." He's mean beating.
You think it's quick, or you think he's enjoying it?
I think he probably, I mean, if he's in the passenger seat, I think he's kind of taking his time. Also, the peered through the thing, what is this, like a prison bus? The guy's like in the front seat, like, he's just like, don't look at me, I'm mean beaten. His back was to the street, and both the porn and his, both the porn and his member were completely visible to every person walking by. Well, that's a fetish.
Yeah.
That's a guy that's wanting you to see. Don't look at me! Balls and cock pressed up against the window. I want to be like this at the Museum of Natural History in New York. I'm surprised there hasn't been a guy that's broken into one of those exhibits. You know, the cavemen and
oh.
And there's like just a naked guy in there with his like balls and asshole pressed up against the glass, starfishing it. Looking back at you.
It's like one of the street performers who stays still for hours.
Yeah, he's all spray painted in silver. What if it was just he was that, but only his soul was spray painted silver?
Is he spreading his cheek?
Yeah, he's spreading his cheek. His soul. He's like pressing against the glass. Pressing the glass like a little starfish.
Yeah,
it's the chrome starfish. And he's looking back at you. Got jaundiced eyes.
That's hard.
Would they let him sit there?
Yeah.
That's history. That's basically history. Being a bus driver is a big, big responsibility. And sometimes it's simply too much for people to handle. This is when we start to see just how bad bus drivers can get. In 2018, one bus driver went viral for losing his temper after passengers began criticizing the way he ran his bus. Hey, what the hell is this, buddy? He's like, oh, you motherfucker. As soon as an older woman begins to give him pushback, okay, we'll see this coming. Some old broad talking to me, come on. He parks the bus and begins screaming at her like a retired drill sergeant, telling her that his job is insanely stressful and he doesn't want to hear any back talk.
Just get off the bus. I'm having a stressful day. I don't want to hear any back talk.
He tells them that if they don't like the way he drives, he could quit his job right now and make them all walk home in the middle of the night. You know who would walk home?
You want me to just quit right now? Does everybody want to fucking walk home?
You walk home? I don't care. We'll all die tonight. Could you just open the doors, please?
I'm pretty sure there'll be another bus after him.
Tonight.
I think that's the last bus.
That's what I'm telling you, man. They're bus
We're all
drivers.
dying tonight.
As people start to tell him to calm down, that's never, first off, hey, another quick fact. If someone's freaking out, never just be like, hey, buddy, calm down.
Buddy, calm down, bud.
Sit silently. Don't say a thing. Just
Calm down, bud.
Interact.
Don't look him in the eyes.
Never look him in the eyes like a horse. But he began to scream, just let me vent and don't talk back.
Let me just vent. I'm just venting. Just let me vent and don't talk back. Just ignore me.
Just ignore me.
See?
Exactly. I don't want anybody to actually give me any feedback. I'm just looking. This is me. Hey, can a boy vent? God forbid a white boy catch a little emotion. One of my favorite things now. During his crash out, he realizes that he's being filmed and screams that he doesn't care if he gets fired.
Go ahead, you can record me. I don't care. I don't care if I get fired. I'm sick and tired of people. I can't do everything. I can't read your mind.
The lady refuses to stop hassling him out of frustration, triggering the bus driver to start screaming at her about how he has to deal with tweakers, drug addicts, and threats.
I have to deal with tweakers, drug addicts, mental cases, people threatening me. I'm having
It's a lot of stuff to deal with, to be completely honest. And she's just like, ooh, big man. I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, yeah, I doubt it. Why are you provoking the guy so much? People on the bus didn't like this statement and started to call his management. And some even threatened to call the police for his behavior. As the video ends, the lady with whom he was initially arguing got off the bus and told him to have a nice day. The driver waited till she was fully off the bus before screaming again and saying he had the right to vent because it was a stressful job.
Have you ever heard of venting? I have a right to vent. This job sucks, and I have a right to vent.
What do you think, Nick? Valid. do you legitimately think that's a valid crash out, or do you think the guy went too far?
Yeah, here's some old lady fucking bugging you.
He went too far. It's just bad day.
She's just standing at the fucking middle of the bus for no reason with every single seat.
Oh, see, I just thought you were saying
every single seat is available. She's just standing there.
And I was like, don't put Nick behind the wheel of a bus.
I hate those people that block the way for everyone trying to get on.
You don't know what I do.
Like, dude, move. Fuck out of the way, dude.
Is a quick and easy way to lose your job. So many drivers have found other ways to relieve their stress. In New York City, a school bus driver faced serious consequences after encouraging kids on the bus to fight each other. I'm not leaving until you guys fight. It's a blood sport, Tommy. Come on. Do you want to go home or not? Oh, okay. In December of 2024, a young child came home with a bloodied lip, revealing to his mother that the bus driver was to blame. You gotta talk to the bus driver. Did he hit you? No. He orchestrated the fight club on the bus. According to reports, the bus driver randomly pulled over and stood in the middle of the aisle to the 5th graders on board saying, "Who wants to fight?" That is insane. All right, who wants to duke it out?
You think he just picked 2 random kids?
I think after a while, when no one responded, yes. Tubby and Redhead, get up. Really insulting shit. Moleface and Bucktooth up here in front. First person to get a belay lip wins. What do we get? Nothing. You want to go home? That's your price. It's a more of a, what is it, Hunger Games situation. Who volunteers? Who's paying tribute? From there, a small group of kids got off the bus and began to fight each other, all while the bus driver encouraged them to keep going. I love how it's not even contained on the bus. He's like, "Oh, we're going outside. We're tussling outside. I don't want to get my seats messed up." He's like, "Yeah, these things are, this is a mint bus." At some point during the scuffle, the bus driver started to scream, "No, no, no!" because he was upset with how the fight was going. So he swapped out one of the fighters with a different kid. This isn't fun to watch. I'm bored, is what that is pretty much happening. The whole ordeal was captured on a nearby security camera, and the school quickly fired the driver. That's insane. That's so great. How would you, can you explain this? He's like, I can't.
I can't explain it.
What if they were like, all right, that's the first strike. You get 2 more. Choose the fight clubs on better days, Johnson. Get out of here.
Some school districts will give you a strike and
They turn a blind eye and just be like, who won?
Yeah.
Principal, was it Tommy? Yeah. He's a big kid. He's a big kid, yeah. Big hands. I wouldn't fight him. I just had to know he could kick people's ass. That's all I wanted to know. Run weird social experiments. Who's the toughest kid in our school? We have to know.
How did that thought come up? You think he was pissed?
What I thought it was gonna say at first was kids were fighting on the bus, and he got up and he was like, "Well, then settle it." But literally, he was just like, "Who wants to fight?" And I have a sneaking suspicion that everyone was like,
No, it's probably kids just
He's
fucking with
literally
each other.
called him
You guys
out,
want to fight
Moleface
on the
and
bus?
Bucktooth.
Fight off
He's
the
like,
bus.
"You're fight?" And I don't care.
It's
You
probably
will
something
fight.
like
Moleface
that.
was probably getting his kicked
Probably
in by
fucking around the
Bucktooth, so he's
bus.
just like, "God damn it, diabetes leg, get in there." Oh, whoa. Usually the top priority for drivers is the children's safety. Yeah, okay. But one oblivious driver ended up injuring a young woman on the way out of a stop. In 2015, a 7-year-old child was getting off. Oh my God, is this the
Oh
driving
my
one?
God.
Right, I just want to say this is actually the video. Should we even put this in?
I say read it and then we can decide,
In 2015, God damn it. In 2015, a
Just
7-year-old
shuts the
child
door.
was getting off her school bus when the driver closed the door on her bag and drove away with her still attached to the door for nearly 2 miles.
Let go of the bag.
The girl was dragged on the pavement and it was captured on numerous Ring doorbell cameras. And I'm not laughing at
Oh
the
my God.
It's just insane. It's absurd. Also, too, because in the video, how does the driver not
Poor
know?
little girl.
To me, it seemed like they didn't care.
That's what
It looks like they're being fucking distracted. This guy's standing right here blocking them. She can't see, dude. There's this guy fucking standing here blocking her.
2 of them, actually. There's 2 adults. There's like a guy, I'm pretty sure, talking to her.
Well, she's like driving. It's like in your peripheral. There's absolutely no way you wouldn't see that. Fucking dumbass. The bus eventually stopped after a driver in a red Camaro saw the girl hanging from the bus, pulled in front of it, and hit the brakes. And once the girl was freed, she was taken to the hospital, where she was treated for severe road rash and chronic nerve damage. Good God. Without hesitation, the driver was fired. 6 years later, a $5 million settlement was reached between the family and the driver. Do you think there's permanent...
How's a driver $5 million?
Chronic is usually permanent. So.
And nerve
You mean
damage,
between the
I guess,
company?
too. Man, the $5 million's not enough. If anything, they need to take that stupid...
And drag her for 2 miles.
Exactly. Have her have a fucking tiny-ass backpack on there. Flail around like an idiot, and they do it all day.
I mean, looking at that fucking Ring doorbell, it's glad that once she got on, she didn't like get sucked under the bus and ran over. Could
Well,
you
that's what
imagine that?
I mean, it's horrible what happened, but I'm just mean like I'm glad that she's alive and okay. Granted,
Yeah.
her life will never be the same because of this fucking idiot, but I'm just saying, driver needs to be dragged. The driver needs to be dragged.
Even if it was just negligence, it's just like
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, does not.
It does not matter. Driver needs to be dragged.
They're supposed to, I mean, like, it's crazy because bus drivers are usually supposed to wait and make sure, like, kids...
Almost every time I was ever on a bus, what happens is they, shh, have a good day. All right, bye. A parent was on the doorstep and they'd be like, wave.
Yeah, usually it's a parent there.
Would just be like, all right, bye. I mean, what the fuck was that, dude? Good Lord. Driver needs to get dragged.
Actually, you know what? I think our bus driver, every stop, she would get off and wait for everyone to get off.
And even that, to me, like, there's no way it could add that much time to your drop-off. You know what I mean?
You're not a city bus.
No, I mean, what, you're on some giant... These aren't adults, they're children, for the love of God. Certain amusement parks, like Universal and Disney, are so large that they have to bus customers in from the parking garage. I had to do that at Disney. It's absurd. Too far away. Long bus ride. Long lines. For them, what is supposed to lead to a day of fun can become a nightmare very, very quickly. If you were dreading the wait times for rides once you got to the park, you'd hate to hear how long some can wait for the bus, which I will say, it's insane. Just to get on a bus to go to the park.
Oh yeah, when we were trying to leave too.
Oh my God. If you close Disney out, you might, I mean, give up. Give up on life. It's done. Seriously. Multiple guests have reported waiting an hour and a half in the sun for a single bus just to take them to the fucking, which at that point, I'm like, I would just walk. An hour and a half.
Ours is an hour and a half at fucking like nighttime.
Inconvenient walk, but I'm like, just walk to the parking garage. My God.
Don't make us do it.
For long wait times.
Don't make us wait like an hour at fucking winter. They'll put two buses at the same fucking time. They'll put two buses at the same time, so if you don't catch those two buses, you have to wait like fucking twice as long.
I'm saying that's what the Disney adults are saying. Disney adults are like, what do you mean? I'm not even. On more than one occasion on the r/Walt Disney World subreddit, people have complained about how people on disability scooters are making the buses worse. One person vented about waiting in a long line only to be booted off the bus to make room for a scooter and its family, who arrived just moments before.
I've been waiting.
Oh God! No, please! No, please! Go ahead. Guy's no legs. He's like, oh, thanks. Sorry, I know it's a bit of a. No! I'm just sweating my ass off. I'm really sorry. I just. Giant like what was it, aliens from Toy Story cup or whatever. Drinking Orange Crush. God, I am dehydrated. I'm so thirsty. You scooter! Another person was waiting in line watching as a woman struggled to park her scooter on the bus. Multiple bus drivers have tried to address this issue, but despite it being out of their control, they still get yelled at by numerous guests for allowing the disabled to skip lines and get on before them.
Oh, really?
It's so gross right here. I'm like, where do you have to go? Where do you actually have to go? You know what I mean? If anything, if it's that hot, I get it where you're like, dude, I'm exhausted. But still, it's a fucking disabled person, dude. My God.
Really?
And I love when people do the look around where they're trying to like rally the troops for someone else to be like, yeah, that is bullshit.
Really?
And when it doesn't happen, they do.
Guess me.
I guess I'm the only person that actually. Okay. You guys are sheep. Once you've made it on the bus, the suffering only continues. Amusement park drivers are notorious for purposely overfilling the buses in order to shorten lines. A woman and her husband were forced to stack both their stroller and baby on their lap after the bus driver allowed a family of 10 onto an already packed bus. The woman tried to get the attention of the bus driver, saying, I don't think they're all going to fit, but the driver ignored her and packed everyone anyway. Let's go. What makes these bus rides even more miserable is that they're poorly constructed and not safe for passengers in any way possible. In 2010, a bus driver had stopped at Epcot and was waiting for guests to board when another bus rear-ended him. During the crash, 47-year-old Jean Valentine's legs were crushed, leaving him critically injured. He was rushed to the hospital and treated for injuries. Following the crash, he sued Disney and won $1 million
That's
settlement.
it?
See, sometimes, dude, if I'm 47, don't need my legs for. Crush him up, grind him, and let
Only $1 million?
Pay me. Pay me out, dude. Pay me out, is what I would say.
Million's too small for legs?
Yeah, $1 million. Maybe one leg.
$1 million's fine. Honestly, $1.25. You know what I mean? Just anything, literally anything, just to stop. I mean, at 47, life's done. What else do you have in life?
Grandkids.
It's torture. It's a prison sentence. They're not even your kids. Your kids' kids. Didn't I already just do that before?
They say the grandkids are the best part.
Well, I guess that's true because you can be like, oh, I'm having home with them. All right, take them home.
Yeah, once they start getting...
All right, leave. Oh, he's fussy. No, I already did my time. Thanks. Unfortunately, some of these bus rides turn deadly, like in the case of a 9-year-old boy who was riding his bike through a Disney campground when he was struck and killed by an 81-year-old bus driver.
An 81-year-old?
I think every person over the age of 70, they should not be allowed to drive.
Well, how am I supposed to get around?
Dig a hole and lay there until you die, is what I would say. Life is done. All right. What did I say about the 47-year-old? You're 70. You had a good run. Dig the hole and lay there. Okay.
Well, how am I supposed to go play pickleball with my...
I'm like, dig the hole lay down. For some reason, a lot of people have ingrained hatred towards bus drivers, and it scares many new applicants away because of the violence they may face. Most public buses require passengers to pay a toll before finding a seat, but some can't afford to, causing, well, heated confrontations. While driving his route on a cold winter morning, a driver picked up a drunk man carrying a sack of pennies from a bar. Oh boy.
I see where this is going.
Oh boy. The drunk man told the driver he didn't have enough to pay for the fare, so the driver told him that he wasn't allowed on. The driver pointed to the sack of coins, but this angered the drunk, causing him to yell that he didn't want to use that money. These are my pennies! As the driver tried to remove him, the drunk swung the sack of coins around and smashed it over his head before he could even react. The driver collected himself and tackled the drunk to the ground, calling the police to have him arrested. After the incident, the driver received 7 weeks of paid leave before his company almost forced him to return driving the next day after getting hit with a fucking 6-pound sock full of pennies. That would fucking hurt.
I've seen a video of someone getting hit over the head with pennies. Oh, it didn't look nice.
If you've seen a video of a man getting hit over the head with a sack full of pennies.
Well, I think
Nick, or do you lie sometimes?
No, it's two girls. I'm pretty sure it's a girl.
You produce this video for this thing, or you're a liar. Editor, you're the decider right now.
It's a sock of pennies and just explodes. She's like, ah!
Those videos make me cringe, man. I can't do it. It's like that one. Remember that video that went viral? That woman that hit that girl with a shovel?
Oh shit, yeah.
That is absurd. Every time I see those videos, I'm like, it's like that lockup reaction where you're like, oh God, I hate that. Bus drivers getting fired for doing the right thing is a regular occurrence. After picking up a bus on his route, one driver started to smell a foul odor. As he continued to drive, he started to feel sick and noticed other kids were showing similar symptoms. Soon, they began complaining of headaches and nausea, and the driver realized the bus was filling with exhaust fumes. Oh my God.
Man, that's horrifying.
He pulled over, unloaded all the children, and called the office to send a second bus. To his surprise, they flat out denied him and got angry for him not fulfilling his route. Eventually, they had to send another bus to pick everyone up, but they fired the driver for not doing his job. Wow. And also, that's a sign from God who was just like, dude, you're going to get in a wreck one day. This is a blessing. I think it might have been a blessing in disguise.
Shitty company.
Yeah, what is he supposed to do, drive and all the kids die?
Yeah, exactly. Get off the bus. The kid's like, like trying to crawl off the bus. Listen, guys, public transport can be horrible and unpredictable. While Uber and Lyft are certainly less chaotic, it's just not financially feasible on a daily basis. If you're going to take the bus, make sure to thank the bus driver, because you never know what level of hell they're going through. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Most unsettling band commercials.
If I'm
I'm
10
only
years
one
old
day,
watching
oh,
TV
fuck.
and this advert comes on, I'm never watching TV again, that'll scare the shit out of me.
What? What the? I don't know what I just watched. I don't even have commentary for that. I just can't believe that's a real commercial.
This advert caused so much controversy because it created a craze in playgrounds in the UK.
That's genuinely scary. I can see why people said, yeah, that is distressing. I'm kind of distressed.
Ads are meant to attract customers, but these ads did the opposite. They disturbed viewers so much that TV stations had to pull them off the air. These are commercials banned for being too disturbing. We won't just show you the footage, we'll uncover the backstories behind each one and save the worst for last. So it is almost the end of the year, guys, and my goal is still the same, to increase the number of videos I put out for you guys without sacrificing quality. So it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I promise to do my absolute best and make the best videos I can for you guys. I'm Visual Adventure and you are awesome. The ad that was too weird to forget. In 1983, a company wanted to sell candy to kids. To do that, they created a commercial. The main character was someone every child already knew, Humpty Dumpty. But the version of Humpty Dumpty that appeared in that commercial
I've got a
cute. It looked
story
like something
just
straight
for
out of a
you.
horror movie. The commercial was for a candy called Kinder Surprise.
Oh,
It was
classic.
an egg-shaped chocolate with a small toy hidden inside. The product wasn't new. Kids already loved it. To keep that success going, Kinder wanted to launch a new ad campaign. They also wanted a mascot children would recognize instantly. Humpty Dumpty was the obvious choice. He was famous, shaped like an egg, and loved by children all over the world. But there was one major issue. Kinder couldn't legally use Humpty Dumpty. Copyright laws blocked them from putting him in the commercial. They needed to create their own version. It could look like Humpty Dumpty, but it needed a different name. So they invented the Eggman. He was supposed to be friendly, but he turned out super creepy. One person described him as a fleshy man egg with childlike features. The Eggman had tiny eyes and an insanely wide mouth. He spoke in a high, squeaky voice. The biggest problem was how real he looked. The Eggman wasn't animated like a cartoon. He was a hand-built puppet controlled by a professional puppeteer. He blinked, chewed, and moved like a real human, but with the body of an egg. The result was disturbing on so many levels. Despite that, Kinder decided to put him on television. The Kinder Surprise commercial aired in 1983. It began with the Eggman sitting on a wall. It was an obvious reference to Humpty Dumpty's
nursery rhymes,
Almost
yeah.
immediately, the Eggman
I used to have a Humpty Dumpty teddy bear as a kid.
Words.
Yibbo shaky. Me unscrabbly. Shock-a-doobie!
He unwrapped the Kinder Surprise and found the toy inside. All this time, he was still speaking gibberish.
Yodel yum and choco scrub with multi-pups rubber dice! Oh, grubbly!
His excitement kept building. The Eggman waved his arms wildly. Then he lost his balance and fell backward off the wall. It was a direct nod to Humpty Dumpty's
cracked open his
fall.
head.
The Kinder logo appeared. The commercial ended. It was meant to be silly and fun, but instead it came across as bizarre and unsettling. Not long after it aired, complaints started pouring in. Parents said their kids were terrified of the Eggman's creepy face. And it wasn't just a few kids, it was thousands. Eventually, TV stations had to act. After many complaints, networks stopped airing the ad. It was unofficially banned. Eventually, Kinder decided to pull the commercial completely. By then, it already had a reputation as one of the creepiest candy ads ever made. But that wasn't the end of the story. Decades later, the footage resurfaced on YouTube. People couldn't believe it was real. Overnight, the Eggman became a meme. YouTubers created parody versions. Fans even tried to translate his gibberish.
Yodel yum and choco scrub with multi-pups rubber dice!
The translation was obviously fake, but it captured what everyone thought. The ad was absolutely weird. Kinder tried to bury this ad. Didn't work. Decades later, it's still everywhere. Your personal information works the same way. Once it's out there online, it never really goes. Ask them to removal request spam calls like find online. Alerts if you're in or it protects you with the passwordmanager.com/v out there. Up next is a commercial that made a joke about something people take very seriously. The ad that disrespected families. Sometimes the best way to advertise a product is to show someone using it, but a Belgian company called Zazu couldn't do that because their product was a condom. Obviously, they couldn't demonstrate that on TV. They needed another way to deliver their message, so they came up with a commercial that was meant to be funny, but the reaction wasn't what they expected. Instead of laughing, many viewers were offended. The commercial ended up being banned in multiple countries. Here's what happened. The ad was released in 2004. It stood out right away. Most condom ads at the time focused on romance or disease prevention, but Zazu went in a completely different direction. The ad opened inside a supermarket. A father was shopping with his young son. The boy slipped the bag of candy into the cart. The father removed it and put it back on the shelf. The boy frowned and tried again. Again, the father took it out. Realizing he wasn't getting the candy, the boy snapped. He starts having a full-blown temper tantrum. Other shoppers stared. The father looked embarrassed and defeated. Then 2 words appeared on the screen. Use condoms. It was shown. When the ad first aired in Belgium and France, people loved it. It was dark humor, but it was relatable. Once it reached English-speaking countries, the reaction changed. Critics said the message was inappropriate. They believed it mocked parenthood and portrayed children as a burden. Some labeled it disrespectful to families. Several broadcasters refused to air it. Before long, it was banned in several countries. But the controversy only made it more famous. People shared the ad on forums, blogs, and eventually YouTube. Many thought it was hilarious. It even won an award for its originality. Despite the backlash, Zazu's little boy commercial became a classic. This next ad shows how a joke becomes dangerous when people take it literally. The ad that hit too hard. In 1992, a TV commercial went viral in Britain. People couldn't stop talking about it. Many even called it one of the funniest ads ever made. But then, kids started reenacting the ad in real life, and within weeks, someone landed in the emergency room. Suddenly, people realized the ad wasn't just funny, it was dangerous. The story began with a drink called Tango Orange. It was basically orange soda, but the soda market was very competitive. Tango's biggest rival was Fanta, and Fanta was everywhere, on TV, in stores, and in almost every fridge. Tango needed something bold to grab attention, so they hired a top ad agency. At the time, most ads followed the same formula. A person used the product, and suddenly everything in their life got better. Tango's team flipped that idea. They asked, what if drinking Tango didn't make you better? What if it shocked you literally? That became the concept. Tango's flavor was so intense that it hit you with an unforgettable punch. To bring that idea to life, the team created a strange new character. They named him the Orange Man. His job was simple: appear out of nowhere and slap the person drinking Tango. Before settling on the slap, they tested other ideas. Originally, the Orange Man was going to punch the drinker. That was rejected as too violent. Next, they tried having him kick the person from behind. That was rejected too. Finally, they decided on a slap. It was risky, it was different, and soon it would cause serious trouble. They filmed the commercial and put it on TV. It began with 3 young men standing outside a corner shop. One of them cracked open a can of Tango and took a sip.
Hello, Tony. I think we might use a video replay here.
The video rewound like someone reviewing footage on tape. This time, viewers saw what really happened.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential Tango taste sensation here.
As soon as he took a sip, the Orange Man ran up and slapped him on both cheeks. The drinker was shocked. The voiceover called it super taste sensation. Then came the tagline.
No. Where you've been tangoed.
The ad was an instant hit. You know when you've been tangoed became a national catchphrase. Adults quoted it at work. Kids repeated it on playgrounds. Tango's sales skyrocketed. At one point, Tango outsold Fanta by almost 2 to 1. They obliterated their biggest rival. For the company, it was a massive
Never heard of them.
But the win didn't last. Not long after the ad went viral, teachers noticed something alarming. Kids were sneaking up behind classmates and slapping them on both cheeks. Then they would yell, "You've been tangoed." At first, schools thought it was harmless fun, but the Tango slap kept getting harder.
But then I've been drinking Tango.
Tango's advertising team got a call from a hospital. A surgeon was on the line. He said, "I thought you'd like to know that I did an operation on a child this morning with a damaged eardrum." When I asked him what happened, he said, "I got tangoed." The company's joke finally caused a real injury. Tango executives were horrified. If word spread that their commercial was putting people in the hospital, it would destroy the brand. But it was too late. The story hit the news, and parents were furious. They accused Tango of glorifying violence. Schools across the UK started banning Tango from their premises. The company quickly pulled the commercial from television, but removing it wasn't enough. They still had to clean up the mess. Tango's team scrambled to recover. They still needed to advertise their drink, but they couldn't risk another scandal. So they made 2 new versions of the ad. In one, the Orange Man placed his hand on the Tango drinker's mouth and kissed it. In the other, the drinker saw the Orange Man coming and ran away. The team believed these safer versions would work just as well, but the public felt differently. The new ads didn't have the same impact. The original commercial, however, became legendary. People still remember it today. In the year 2000, the Orange Man ad ranked number 3 in Britain's list of the 100 greatest TV ads of all time. This next ad was supposed to inspire people, but it disgusted them. The ad was sensitive for TV. In 2002, Microsoft was preparing to launch the Xbox across Europe, but there was one major roadblock. At the time, PlayStation dominated the gaming world. To compete, Xbox needed a commercial that would shake things up, something that would make gamers take notice. Their team came up with an inspirational tagline: "Life is short, play more." It felt perfect. They even set aside about $50 million for the European launch, but when they turned that tagline into a commercial, it went terribly wrong. The ad was so controversial that even people who weren't gamers wanted it banned. The commercial opened in a hospital delivery room. A woman was in labor surrounded by doctors. She gave one final push, and the baby shot out of her belly like a missile. It smashed through the window and flew across the sky. Then something unusual happened. The baby started aging as it soared through the air. He became a child, then a teenager, then an adult. There were close-up shots of his thinning hair and aging teeth. Through it all, he kept screaming. Finally, he crash-landed into a grave. Then the tagline appeared: "Life is short, play more. It was clearly dark
That's
humor,
sick.
a visual metaphor showing how quickly life passes. But when the ad aired, viewers weren't inspired, they were disgusted. The problem was simple. People didn't like the idea of using death to sell video games. Authorities in the UK received more than 100 complaints. One was from a grieving mother who recently lost her baby. After weeks of backlash, the authorities ruled that
Why
the
is a
ad
grieving mother who watched her baby watching Xbox commercials?
not be broadcast on British television unless the
Oh, it's on
ending was
TV.
changed. Microsoft refused. They insisted that the message was positive. Life is short, so make the most of it. Rather than change the commercial, they pulled
Life
it
is
from
short, so
television
play games all
completely.
day.
It never aired again. Still, Xbox didn't step away from edgy marketing. In the years that followed, their marketing team
Life is short,
kept
so play
making
Xbox.
controversial ads. This next ad was so bad, people have been talking about it for 40 years. The ad that terrified a generation. In 1978, a new horror movie was about to hit theaters. It was titled Magic. Like every film, it needed a trailer to build hype. And since it was a horror movie, the team wanted it to be scary. Very scary. But they went further than anyone expected. Magic was a psychological horror film. It was about a struggling magician named Corky. His career was collapsing and he was desperate for something new. So he added a ventriloquist dummy named Fats into his routine. It worked. After
Fats?
adding the dummy, Corky became a success. But soon he sensed something was wrong. The dummy wasn't just a prop. He seemed alive. And worse, he was evil. In short, as the story unfolded, Corky slowly lost his grip on reality. For the movie trailer, the marketing team came up with a minimalist idea. No special effects or action scenes, just the evil dummy staring straight into the camera. That would turn out to be a very bad idea. The trailer lasted only 30 seconds. It began with the dummy emerging from the darkness. It had lifelike eyes and a devilish grin. The camera zoomed in while he recited a poem.
Abracadabra, I sit on his knee. Presto, changeo, and now here's me.
The poem went on for a while, but then he said the last line.
Magic is free. We're dead.
The dummy's eyes snapped shut. Then, just before the commercial ended, they popped open again. Then the screen cut to black. The trailer was meant to get people excited for the movie, but it had the opposite effect. People didn't even want to see the trailer. TV stations received complaint after complaint. Parents said the dummy was giving their kids nightmares. Others claimed their kids ran out of the room.
Why is your kid
whenever
watching a
it came.
horror
One
movie
viewer
fucking
said the
commercial?
poem got stuck in their head. It didn't help that the trailer had no storyline. It was just a puppet staring straight at the viewer as if it were mad at the viewer. For children, that was too much. By late
Why are children watching horror
1978,
movies?
the backlash was impossible to ignore. Television networks banned the Magic trailer. They said they were protecting younger viewers from more sleepless nights. After the ban, the studio released a new trailer for the movie. This time it opened with a message. This special preview has been approved for all audiences. The first trailer didn't have that, so it was clearly meant to reassure everyone that this version was safe. Then it began.
When your heart begins to pound, when your mind begins to go, keep telling yourself, it's only a movie.
This time, the dummy appeared for just a few seconds. The rest of the trailer showed scenes from the actual film.
You do magic too? Corky does magic. I only do tricks.
It was spooky, but not horrifying for the people at the time. When Magic premiered, reviews said the movie wasn't nearly as scary as the trailer. One critic wrote, "There's nothing in the film nearly as terrifying as Fat's grin and that creepy little rhyme." More than 40 years have passed since that original trailer, and people still talk about it. Today you can find it on YouTube, and comments are filled with adults who still remember being terrified as children. Some even call it the scariest movie trailer of all time. This next ad got into trouble for being a little too realistic. The ad, The Corrupted Young Mind. In 2007, a game called Kane and Lynch was about to launch. It came from the same studio that created the game Hitman, but this one was far more violent. The two main characters were criminals. Kane was a ruthless mercenary, and Lynch was an unstable psychopath. The game followed them through a series of brutal crimes and shootouts. When it came time to promote the game, the studio had one goal. They wanted the commercial to look cinematic, like a gritty Hollywood action movie. Something raw, realistic, and intense. In retrospect, maybe that wasn't the best decision, because the ad they created was so disturbing it was banned almost immediately. The commercial began calmly.
From the creators of Hitman comes Kane and Lynch.
Then all hell broke loose. There was gunfire, screams, and sirens. Kane and Lynch didn't hold back. They took down anyone who stood in their way. It was 30 seconds of non-stop violence. The creative team thought they nailed it, but once the ad aired in the UK, the public reaction was a disaster.
What do they think about
The
Grand
commercial
Theft Auto
ran
then?
on just a few British networks. Within hours, viewers were calling the TV stations to complain. Almost everyone said that the violence looked too graphic. They pointed out scenes where characters were getting hurt. One close-up even showed a person's bruised face. Even the sound effects were an issue. There was a sickening crunch sound when one character was hit with a rifle. For many viewers, it was simply too disturbing. By the end of the week, UK authorities received 26 complaints. That might not sound like much, but it was enough to ignite a national debate about how video games were corrupting young people. Even the TV stations that first aired the commercial apologized. The game studio tried to defend itself. They claimed the ad was misunderstood. Kane and Lynch was about two criminals trying to survive in a harsh world. The commercial was just showing that world. They argued that given the subject matter of the game, the TV ad was not overly violent. They also insisted the ad was made for adults, not kids. But regulators didn't buy it. They ruled that the commercial was too graphic and too shocking to be seen in any medium. In plain English, it was too disturbing for TV. They also said it was likely to be seen as condoning and glorifying real violence. The verdict was final. The Kane and Lynch ad was banned from British television. It was one of the first video game ads ever pulled for being too
What
violent.
about Grand Theft Auto?
Up next
dude?
is a commercial that people actually liked, but somehow it still got banned.
What about any shooter game?
The ad that was too crude. A company called Smart Beep thought they were finally getting their big break. They created a commercial that was set to air during the 1999 Super Bowl. The Super Bowl was arguably the biggest advertising event in the world. Millions of people watched every year. For brands, even 30 seconds on screen could lead to massive profit, but the price was steep. Back then, a 30-second Super Bowl slot cost $1.6 million. Smart Beep was ready to pay it. They filmed their ad and prepared
Damn,
for
over
their
here it's
big
like by
debut.
20
But
million
before it
then.
even aired, the commercial was banned. And it was all because of one bad joke. To understand why this ad even existed, you have to go back to the late 1990s. Back then, smartphones weren't common. Most people used pagers to stay connected. Here's how pagers worked. If you wanted to reach someone, you called their pager number. Your number appeared on a tiny screen on their pager. The person saw it, found a phone, and called you back. It was pretty simple. Smart Beep offered affordable pager plans. That was their business. To attract more customers, they decided to run a Super Bowl commercial. It was expensive, but if the ad landed, it could catapult their business. For the ad, they wanted a concept that was simple but funny, and they got an idea. The commercial began with a man picking up a woman for a blind date. He walked her to his car and opened the passenger door. He went around to the driver's side. Right before he got in, the woman let out a loud fart. When he got in, he smiled awkwardly and said,
You guys meet? Greg, Janice? We sure did.
then came the punchline.
That was stupid.
Great.
This is smart. A beeper service for just $1.99 a month.
The joke was simple. Partying on a blind date was stupid. Signing up for a cheap pager plan was smart. It was short, fast, and funny. Exactly what most Super Bowl ads tried to be. Smart Beep submitted the commercial to Fox for approval. Fox was the network airing the Super Bowl that year. That meant they got to decide which commercials aired. But when Fox saw the blind date commercial, they were anything but impressed. Fox executives felt the fart joke was too crude, so they made a surprising decision. The commercial was banned from the Super Bowl. For Smart Beep, it was a huge blow. Their big break disappeared overnight. But the story didn't end there. The ad eventually leaked online, and when people finally saw it, they were shocked it was rejected. Viewers pointed out the same thing. In the 1990s, Fox aired shows like In Living Color, The Simpsons, and Married with Children. These shows were notorious for their crude humor. So why was a simple fart joke suddenly off limits? The commercial went viral online. Years later, some Reddit users even called it the greatest TV commercial ever. Unfortunately, going viral didn't save Smart Beep. In the 2000s, people switched from pagers to cell phones. With fewer customers, the company eventually shut down. Their banned commercial, however, lived on. And today, it's remembered as one of the funniest Super Bowl ads that never aired. This next case made history for all the wrong reasons. The ad that put viewers in the hospital. So far, we've covered ads that were disturbing, but this one didn't just upset people. It did something few ads have ever done. It triggered seizures. The commercial was from a car company called Citroën. They were one of the biggest car manufacturers in France. In 2011, they were promoting a new model, the DS4.
What is the
it was
fucking-
sleek, modern, and futuristic. A car designed
Is it the
to
Ghost
stand
one?
out.
Ghost
the marketing
commercial?
team leaned into that idea. The ad's theme was rebellion. Everyone else said yes to the ordinary. But if you drove the DS4, you weren't like everyone else. You stood out. It was a smart concept. The next step was to create a TV commercial. But what they created was a health hazard. The ad opened with a smooth voiceover.
It's easy to say yes. Can you work on Sunday? Yes, boss. Can you go shopping with me? Yes, darling.
After a moment, the voice asked,
How many yeses did you say?
That's when things got intense. The word yes started flashing on screen non-stop, which we won't show.
Oh.
In total, it appeared 304 times in just a few seconds. After the burst of visuals, the voice returned.
But what if, just for once, you say no?
The camera cut to the DS4 gliding along a road.
Why conform?
The message was simple. Most people say yes to normal, but DS4 drivers don't. The flashing yes sequence was only a tiny part of the ad, but it was about to ruin everything. Trouble began the moment the ad aired in the UK. Within hours, stations received complaints. Viewers said the flashing made them dizzy and disoriented. Then the most serious reports came in. Several viewers said the ad triggered epileptic seizures. The condition is called photosensitive epilepsy. It's a disorder where rapid flashing images can cause seizures. That meant a car commercial was now a real health hazard. Citroën quickly issued a statement. They admitted the situation was serious but insisted it wasn't their fault. They explained that the commercial passed every required safety test. One of those tests was designed to detect flashing patterns that could trigger seizures. It was called the Harding Flash and Pattern Analyzer test. The ad passed that test too, so technically everything was safe. If that was true, what went wrong? Authorities launched a full investigation. They retested the DS4 commercial using advanced tools. This time, the ad failed every test. That revealed a much bigger issue. The old safety checks weren't accurate enough. Regulators took action. They updated the standard safety tests, making them stricter and more precise. But for Citroën, it was too late. The ad was officially banned in the UK. The ruling was clear. The ad must not appear again in its current form. At least something positive came out of the chaos. Citroën's mistake helped make advertising safer for everyone. Shock value sells for a second, but trust, that takes years to build and seconds to destroy. So before you do something just to stand out, ask yourself, how will people remember you? Visual Venture.
VV. VV. PvP only hardcore. Ooh, 10,000 clue. Right. They're not fucking master clues. I'm not getting nothing from all those, dude. Fuck. Right. So look, it's me. Tend to be PvP noob.
What's this place? The wilderness? Let's check it out. What could go wrong? Hey, hey, hey. Look at this fool. This will be easy pickings.
Yeah.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Oh boy, do I have one for you guys today. We are going out into the wildy, undercover, dressed as a noob. But little do they know, I got a little something something under my sleeve. And that something something is a Void Waker with some near maxed melee switches. We can hit a 72 in this setup. Yeah, this is going to be disgusting. We have a prospect here. Let's see if we can talk him into fighting us. I can't sound too eager. Let's pretend we have some cold feet here. Gotta let them think they're the one in control. He wants to go to the lava maze. That's perfect. Oh, here he is. I'm gonna pretend to be really bad here. Let's go for the staff bash. Keep staff bashing him. Let's hit him with the 3-second barrage. Oh! He drops the question mark. Oh, that was too easy. What do we got to show for it?
He
3
drops the
mil.
question mark.
Okay, we're gonna have some fun here. Last thing I gotta do is change the name. Too many people recognize me under the Biddy name. I want to choose something that's gonna rage bait people to the max. We're going with King of Pecan. We want them to say, "Who does this guy think he is?" and try to hit me. Fight me, noob. Nah, he's just laughing at me. Yeah. You risk 5K? I'm risking like 13 mil right now. He has no idea. What is going on here? Some clan activity? Okay, we got one. I'm gonna send the early DDS. I want to train him to pray melee when he's low in health. Oh, Shirley Brothers cooked here. One more? Yeah, he didn't change prey. He was like a deer in headlights. Good fight. This guy wants to smite fight. I can respect that.
Smite fight.
We can spec out this.
Oh.
What? Did he die? Did he just get 2-shot by a rune crossbow? Let me tell you guys the 3-step plan when it comes to baiting a PKer. Step 1, don't initiate the fight. Let them think they're in control. You can go a step further and actually ask them to stop hitting you. Step 2, hit them with the DDS. If they think this is your only spec weapon, they're gonna sit very low HP and be very comfortable. It also helps to camp low HP if you're confident enough to not get KO'd. And that brings me to the most important step number 3. Wait for the perfect moment, and then take their freaking head off with the Void Waker. 8 mil from that guy.
Damn.
Just getting started. Look at this, he's sitting so low. I botched that, he still died through prayer. We've planted the seed. Probably gonna go for it here. Oh, he's dead here. Eh?
Oh.
Back into disguise. Maybe he didn't see it.
That thing sucks. That shit's more zeros than anything.
Is he out?
An overhyped fucking dragon scimitar.
Good
It's
fight.
an overhyped dragon scimitar. It was good, but they nerfed it to the ground.
Yo, it's Mem. It's me. What's he talking about? You Nah. This dude dies on everything. Go for the early DDSer.
0-0 DDS.
Let's go for it. Dead? What? On the whack? Ah! We have a DDS spec. Good fight. This dude keeps dragging me. Oh, we hit the 72. That's our max. I tried to tell him no. He wouldn't stop. Oh, we got one on the hook. Aye. That was a little ambitious.
Okay. Almost 64 sailing. 1.5k to go.
Nice.
Almost there.
He's got to be almost out.
1.3k. Go to the new spot. I want to look up. Yep. Give me a minute. Stealth east of pest control. Okay, the double spot. Stealth east.
Come on. Good fight, man. Bear pig. The damage came through at the end there. That was nice. 9 mil. We got the light bear and the dragon crossbow. Come on. This guy's in some decent risk.
I'm seeing south of it.
Pretend we don't know what the Fang is.
I don't see on southeast. I see on south of it. Oh.
Oh, he's running because I lost my skull. Hit him with the poker. Not gonna lie, you nice with barrage? Oh no. Oh no, he's on to me. I gotta slow it down. I'll just send it. Okay, I needed like max there, but he could have died. Knew it? Yeah, he knew it. Look at this guy's shoes. He's got them blue joints. Oh, it's just like his skin. All right, we got one here. We gotta gas him up, let him get overconfident. And of course, hit him with the DDS. Big bolt. We can go off that. Hit him with the 69. Good fight, sir. He chops a good fight as well. Let's mix it up and go on standard spellbook. We got the dragon chain body as well. I'm looking juicy. This guy just hit me. I don't even have to skull. And he's making fun of me for not being on Venge. Oh. We're okay. We're okay. We tank these. He sends the Void Waker there. This dude is very, very killable, but he's just camping Prey Mage the whole time. I haven't even flashed the Void Waker. It's impossible to kill him when he just camps Prey Mage. Maybe this guy will fight me. Battle. Shut the fuck up, kid. Nah. Who you calling kid? You're kid. You're the kid. Kid?
Huh.
This guy hits me again. I don't know why I'm fighting you. You risk nothing. I would have scolded. You hit me. I did bring the AGS this time because he's had Prey Mage up 100% of the time. He's gonna die. Mark my words. We just need a big arrow. That'll do. No, not the 0 and 57. Oh, okay, now he's gonna Prey melee, isn't he? No, if I had combat pot. We're okay. We're okay. No, man, I should have tabbed. I should have tabbed. What am I doing? Okay, we didn't lose that much. We were unskulled. I feel like I should give him something. Still 1.7 mil. Yeah, he's shocked at how much I was risking. Here, you can have the chain body. Good fight, sir. Fuck, I need the rematch. I need the rematch. All right, here's the fit we're going back out in. We got the Torag plate body. We got to go back out there and find that guy. Hey, we can do better with the cape. Let's grab the defense cape. We're a chunky boy. Asbo, this is the same guy that was in full crystal. Shut the fuck up. Okay, nothing's changed. He really does not want the smoke. Brother, you ain't gotta act
Level
up.
up.
18K out, man.
Congratulations.
We've been caught.
You just
We've been
advanced to
caught.
sailing level.
How do I get out of this?
Oh, the crown jewel.
I'm 12. Oh my god, it worked. Real quick, shout out the support I've gotten on these first 2 videos. Let me tell you guys, this ain't paying the bills. This is a little passion project of mine, but the amount of support I've gotten is completely insane, and it's motivating me to continue to put out new content. So if you're not already subscribed, please consider hitting the sub button. We're not even monetized. We're trying to get
Busting
there.
my ass for
I'm not doing
fucking-
it for the money, but I will be if you get me freaking monetized. So hit the sub button to give me the luck to spec out this guy who's been toxic to me.
Oh.
No, man. Who was it? Who was it? Who didn't sub? I know you're out there. All right, this guy's seen enough. He's not going to fight me anymore. I'm risking 9 mil. He has no idea. Oh, that worked. That worked. Good luck. Please let the RNG come through. We're good? We're fine? That didn't even hurt? I'm dead? Nope, we're good.
Huh.
In theory, we can hit like a 30 arrow into a 70 AGS. All it takes is a big arrow. Oh, thank you. Thank you. We finally got him. He had Darox, Aletl. It's got to be decent. What do we got to show for it? This Torags, Dragon Med, Strength Cape, Chad, 9 mil from the Darocker. Absolutely love to see it. That's going to wrap it up for today, but there's one more thing to do. It's time to take the mask off and reveal who I really am. All right, I'll see you in the next one.
Iron Man lose the bank for sailing. Come on, what the fuck, dude?
What's this place? The
I
Wilderness?
can't auto plays when
Let's
I
check
fucking
it out.
play. Fucking god now, it's not on this fucking thing. Fucking pathetic, man. See what our YouTube listens to my fucking microphone just to fuck up my videos. You fucking disconnect my microphone when I use YouTube. Yeah, I remember that shit, man. Yeah. Because they're always fucking recording. What's listening in the background? Those are twins? What the fuck? Look at that fucking neckbeard. Holy shit. Both neckbeards, dude. Holy fuck. Bald with neckbeards. Never trust a man with more hair on his face than on his head. Look. Ugh. Let's see what you get from this penciler. Humba. Come on, Chris, river, me gonna dance, me real Jamaica man. Holy fuck, come on, play, dude. Okay, fine. Don't play then, fuck it. It doesn't want to play, fuck it, I'm gonna force it, man. Riverdale. Let me see which XP I get here now. Um, butter boat method. There's no blind. Damn, I should blindfold. I one-shot dog boss. No, you knew.
6.
What, like real world? Like real one-shot or fake-ass World of Warcraft one-shot? How they mean like one attempt? Like your first try.
4.
Okay.
6.
But how'd you one-shot him?
4. The bomb has been planted. Oh! 6. 4. The bomb has been planted.
Oh, it's my glitch.
Oh!
Yeah, because if you hit the guy at the dark plate.
4. The bomb has been planted.
Yeah, it's just a glitch. Huh. Sailing to sleep to. Sailing to sleep to. Oh, sailing to sleep to. Okay, 2,000 gameplays. Yeah, it was 2,000 accounts. Oh shit. Let's deal. Karen, calm down. 82 billion. Hmm. Oh, 40K an hour now almost. Zion. Hard shipwrecking. Hard shipwreck. Good job. Oh shit! Really? I remember when they were releasing Yama, it said it's gonna be harder than the Inferno. When test your ultimate skill, gonna be the hardest piece of content in ever. It's the duo boss, and then people are on day one just soloing it.
Everyone thinks Yama is an endgame Sweatlord boss, but honestly, with the right gear, it's actually one of the most mid-game friendly fights in the game. You'll make more money, learn more, and have way more fun than grinding for Karth or Zulrah. If you master the mechanics in this guide, you'll be able to solo the fight, but
You can't
tackling
compare
him
these
with a
guys to
buddy
Zulrah
is
and Vorkap.
absolutely the way to go, especially for learners. In a duo, the fight plays out exactly the same for both players. It just means you have your buddy to cover for you if you mess up, and it massively speeds up the fight. If you can't find a partner, get involved in my clan or Discord server. As with all my guides, let's cut the crap, keep this simple, and get you smashing through Yama for those big money oath plate drops. If you're scared of losing money to death fees here, don't be. With the budget setup I use, it's only going to cost you 2k every time you die. To tackle Yama, here's what you actually need. 82 magic for Dark Demon Bane. This is essential. This spell absolutely shreds him, especially when you slap Mark of Darkness on top. A Kingdom Divided will give you everything you need for your spells, so if you've done that, you're sorted. Melee stats are honestly not a huge deal. You'll only be using them in the little intermission phases. Above 80 attack and strength is totally fine. 70 plus defense will stop you getting folded instantly and helps you wear some decent armor. Prayer always helps too. If you've got 77 and Augury, amazing, but 63 and Mystic Vigor from Royal Titans is more than enough to learn this boss. Moving on to gear, the only thing you absolutely need for this boss is a Purging Staff. They're under 15 mil right now, which is insane value considering how much you can make here. Bring a Book of the Dead for Thralls. Thralls can make or break the final stage of this fight when you're really flattered. You'll also want a melee weapon for the intermission. A whip is totally fine. For your spec weapon, an Accursed Scepter is great for lowering the boss's defense. But if you don't have one, just dump the specs from your Purging Staff. For the rest of your setup, just stack your magic damage bonuses. I've got a full budget, learner and baller setups in the description. For the sake of the demo, I'll be wearing Bloodbark, nice and cheap. Inventory wise, grab a rune pouch with fire, cosmic, soul and blood runes. That'll cover Demon Bane spells, Mark of Darkness and Thralls. Bring 2 Sanfew serums, 5 super restores and fill the rest of your inventory with the best food you've got.
Super
Combo
restores?
eats
Holy
are
shit.
optional. I like to keep it simple when I'm learning. If you're unsure, just copy my setup here and make sensible adjustments depending on your budget. Here's the advice that's going to get you that first kill. Use the right prayer, stand on the right glyphs at the right time, kill the extra spawns and avoid the crap on the floor. Manage that and you definitely won't be getting any speedrun combat achievements, but you probably won't die. Remember to use Mark of Darkness and keep it up at all times, or you'll be doing super slow damage. Thralls are nice to keep up whenever you can too. This fight has 3 phases, all using fairly similar mechanics. Phase 1 and 2 are all about standing on the correct glyph at the right time, praying the correct style,
guy's a cool
avoiding the
voice,
fire
eh?
and shadow
Rules.
hazards, and killing the void flares. Phase 3 has most of the same mechanics, but instead of running around and standing on glyphs, you'll be avoiding
Phase
the
of
falling
haircut or something.
fireballs. Each phase is separated by the Judge of Yama intermission phase, where you'll hop across stones, dodge more fireballs, then smack the judge with a mix of magic and melee depending on what's active. Now, let's break down each phase in proper detail so you know what you're doing. Phase 1 is all about glyph timing and positioning your character strategically. Stay out of melee range at all times or you'll get spanked pretty hard. His auto attacks will switch between magic and ranged. To identify the auto attacks, it's the little finger snap with the shadow or fire flare.
Oh yeah,
around
fire.
his
So that's gonna be
hands.
mage.
It
Okay.
can also poison you, which is why we've bought the Sandfew serum. Make sure to use that if you get poisoned.
He's a poisoner.
The fire attacks are magic based and the shadow attacks are ranged. He'll switch styles every time he uses one of his glyph special attacks, which we'll go over shortly. Quick tip, at the start of the fight, and if you forget, you can tell which prayer
So
you're
the
going to
pet
need
I
to be
want.
using. It's always going to be the opposite of the next special attack that's due. If you're preparing for a black shadow glyph special, you should be praying mage. If you're preparing for a red fire glyph special, you should be praying against ranged attacks. Around Yama's arena are 6 glyphs. In phase 1 and 2, he'll alternate between
The
a shadow
pentagrams,
and
not glyphs,
fire-based
dude.
special attack. The attack he does
Glyphs.
first will correspond to the glyph
Pentagram.
that's closest to the throne. If he's doing a
Glyph.
shadow special, stand on the black glyph. If he's doing the fire special, stand on the red glyph. Don't stand on any glyphs too early. Step on them when the spec animation starts. Early activation means death. If you're doing this in a duo, only one player needs to activate the glyph to make you both immune from the attack. That's the core loop of mechanics in phase 1, but there are 3 other hazards that you have to deal with. Shadow waves run diagonally through the arena. You can run over these by timing it just right. The easiest method is to wait until they're exactly 3 tiles diagonally away from you, then run directly over the top of them. If they hit you, you'll take damage and your prayers will be disabled. Fire streaks run horizontally, but instead of switching your prayer off, they'll bind you in place. This is nasty as it can stop you getting to a glyph in time. There's no special technique to avoid these, just get out of the way. The final mechanic in phase 1 is void flares. The best thing for learners to do is just kill them immediately. You have 15 seconds or they'll explode, damage you and heal Yama. If both explode, be prepared for a wipe. Deal with all of this crap until Yama's around 66% HP and you'll trigger the first intermission phase, meet the Judge of Yama. You'll be teleported to the end of a deadly hopscotch arena with this little Yama gremlin on the other side launching fireballs at you. Your goal is to skip to the other side, avoid the fireballs, and kill him according to his active prayers. Every few ticks he shoots out fireballs that can hit up to 30. You need to get across the stepping stones as fast as possible to avoid damage and get back on the boss. There's no delay between jumps, so you can get across super quick. If you spam click, hit all of your jumps clean, you'll make it across before he throws his third attack. But don't worry, there's no real penalty for being slow. Once you hit the final stone, the judge will start casting a new fireball attack. It hits the tile you were last stood on. So when you see him cast it, simply move out of the way. The trick I often use if I don't want to pay full attention is just to keep moving. This is where we need to pay attention to his prayers and why we bought the melee weapon. Switch between mage and melee according to his prayers to get him damage down and get back
We didn't
into
tell
the
us to
main
bring a
arena
melee
for
weapon.
phase
You're supposed to
2.
bring the purging
Nice little
staff.
bonus tip, if the fireball lands under him, it chips him for a nice little bit of damage. If you're good at getting sweaty with it, you can use this to your advantage, but it's not a big deal. Phase 2 is basically phase 1 on crack. The first thing to note is that Yama resets to melee mode. Hit him with a spell immediately to stop him chasing you around the arena. Hitting him locks him in place and allows you to just deal with the mechanics without having to worry about getting slapped by his melee attacks. Most of this is the same as phase 1, but there are some key differences you need to know. Instead of one shadow wave drifting around, you get 2 at a time, and they bring a whole squad of fire streaks with them. You know what to do here, don't stand on the spicy tiles. Keep using the techniques we learned in phase 1 to dodge the shadow wave. The real threats in this phase are his 2 upgraded specials. Meteor Strike is a brutal one-hit KO attack. You'll see a massive meteor falling from the sky and your run energy will be turned off. You can avoid this attack by being 4 tiles away from the center, but with no run energy, this isn't happening. Camp near the red glyphs whenever this attack is due, and trigger it at the right time to avoid all damage, just
This
like
isn't
phase
fucking
1.
mid-game,
Shadow
dude.
Stomp is less
Are you
lethal, but
kidding
still
me?
a
There's
pain if you
multiple
don't
things
avoid
that
it.
can one-shot
Yama
you.
slams the ground and sends out
This
a
isn't
Shadow
fucking
Blast. This
mid-game.
one can smack you for up to 60, root you in place for 2 ticks, and drain your prayer. It's more of an annoying mechanic than a lethal one, but definitely worth avoiding. This can be protected against with a black glyph, again, just like phase 1.
black glyph.
Void flares still exist too, still spawn in the same way, and still ruin your day if you ignore them, so don't. Burn Yama down to
I'm gonna save
33%
Sophia.
HP, and you'll be yoinked back out to face the judge
Tired
again.
Sophia.
He's exactly the same in the second mission,
Sophia,
so I'm
Mamma
not going
Mia.
to explain that to you. If you need a refresher, rewind the video.
I need a job. I need a job and I need to fucking sleep, chat.